Hey, loves. Want to hear more about love, relationships, dating, wellness, and entertainment? You've come to the right place. Let's dive into some juicy topics and see where it takes us. I'm your host, K Love, and you are listening to Love Our Talks. All right, welcome back. We are finally back with Love Our Talks. And man, I am super, super excited to be back. Look, I'm back to be back here with you guys. And I'm sure Caprice is too, right, Caprice?
I am. Hey, y'all.
It's been a minute.
Yes.
Yes. You know, man, it has been such a journey and an exciting journey planning my wedding. And this is the reason why it took me, took a break, planning a wedding, getting married. And it was a destination wedding. It was absolutely amazing. We had an amazing time with amazing people. So it took a while to get things going. So that's why we took a little break. So, but now we are back and we come to bring the juice. We got juicy stuff for you. So let's get into it. All right, Caprice, what we talking about
Yeah,
today? Man, we got some juicy topics, right?
we do. We do, y'all. We got some really good topics.
Yes, man. I think you were telling me something about I kind of also seen the story and I seen the headlines or like pictures and things like that on social media and the news with a girl, Megan Good.
Making
Beautiful.
good in the
I've watched
news.
Megan Good for years, okay? And I was so champion for her and Devin. I really was. So, I'm an advocate of finding love and everything like that. So, when they divorce and things, I mean, everything happens for a reason. But now I hear she's on to someone else.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I was a big admirer of Making Good and Devin Franklin. Their book, the connection they had. What did they say? They wrote a book, Until the Ring or something, Wait for the Ring, where they
Hmm.
was
Yeah.
an absent. Yeah, and just like I'm like, okay, I like that. A beautiful woman that's in Hollywood marrying this pastor. I mean, it was just like, okay, okay. She gave like marital goals there. Well, y'all, when she got divorced, that was a shocker because I was like, no way. I thought this was a love that's gonna last. But to put salt in the wound, she started dating Jonathan Majors. So, for those who are not aware, Jonathan Majors have been in the spotlight for domestic violence issues. Although he's been alleged clear of those allegations against
Hmm.
him, it's kind of gotten me wondering like, wow, Megan, you can spotlight this relationship until after everything has died down, after everything is just kind of cleared. His name has been completely cleared, but yet
Yeah.
we see you hand in hand in the courtroom with this guy. Look, don't get me wrong. I like Jonathan Majors. I liked him in Creed 3, and I think he was in
Hmm.
a Marvel movie, but I'm just like, you went from a good guy to bad guy. And it just made me wonder, where was her head at when she first met
Right.
Devon? Like, was she really in love? I mean, or is she looking for something that would maybe, I don't know, spice things up? I mean, good girls like bad guys, right? We kind of like a little bit of
Yeah,
roughneck a little bit. So was he too
that's a good
slow for
point.
her? You
That's a
know?
good point because look at the night and day comparison of Devon Franklin versus
Right,
Jonathan Majors. I don't
right,
think Devon has had a rap sheet, or not to say Jonathan does, but you know what I'm trying to say is
right.
that, it's like a night and day type of thing. He's,
Exactly.
like you said, minister or have you, very spiritual guy and things like that. And I don't know all of Jonathan's background, but
Yeah.
it has been said something with domestic violence. And also, if you Google anything about Jonathan Majors, they talked about someone spoke about him, how he is on set. One of his co-star or
Mhm.
co-stars or whatever who he was working with on filming, they talked about how he was on set. And it's like, wow, okay, he was kind of aggressive and things like
Mhm.
that. But, you know, like you said, you just don't know.
Right.
And here's the thing, I don't know if this could it be for publicity? Could it be just for that?
Right.
Because maybe her divorcing Devon and that being all over the news, maybe that wasn't enough, but who knows, right?
But when you
Just
think
never.
about her, she don't really need the publicity. I mean, what is she gaining from this?
But
Because
typically, when you're filming a new show or something, you need
oh yeah,
somebody
that's
to
right.
be like, oh, look at me. This is what I'm doing. So let me do something to attract that attention.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, so it'd be interesting on how I don't see this lasting, y'all. I don't see this lasting a real long
No.
time. I really don't. I
I
just
don't.
don't think that they're just not a good fit. I don't trust, I don't know. It's something about why this woman filed domestic violence against him in the first place. Like what transpired? I'm not saying that maybe he just intentionally egged her on to hit him, or I don't know what the case. This is all alleged until everything is finalized, but it just
Exactly.
makes me wonder the character, if he couldn't control that, or what type of character he has in order to invoke all these charges against him. I just
Right.
I don't know, which,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
But we'll see. We'll see how the
we'll
story
see, y'all.
unfolds.
We'll see. Yes, we will keep an
Yes.
eye and let you guys know.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, speaking of domestic violence and things like that, I know you were mentioning a story to me about the young lady that vanished.
Yes, girl. Apparently a young lady by the name of Alicia Watts started dating a gentleman that apparently it's been for a while, a year is what they're saying in the news. Well, apparently her family or friends have never met this guy.
Hmm.
So she vanished. Once the police officer kind of did some background, it turned out that he had domestic violent past. So
Mm,
as I was reading her story, I was kind of wondering and thinking about, wow, her family's never met this man. Her friends
right,
have never met this man, and she was kind of dating in secret. Like, why didn't she want to bring him around the family? Why was that? Possibly, it was something there,
right.
so it's important, y'all, that when we find someone, we like them, we're really filling them out, that let me bring you around my friends, because it's something that they may see that's kind of tugging at them that you don't,
Hmm.
because we're so kind of, I want to say, like starstruck. We're so in this lustful stage of our lives when we find someone's, like, the butterflies, and
Hmm.
we go in the relationship with blinders on. So
Yeah,
it is important to kind of just let him know, or her, that, look, I have a family. Look, don't start nothing, it won't be nothing,
yeah,
and then they can kind of give you a little feedback, like, wait a minute now, I don't like the way he talking to you, and you may not even notice. You may
right,
not notice the way
right.
he act, so it's just a red flag if they don't want to be around your family. But it's sad.
When I remember when I was, we used to date and stuff like that, it was more like I wanted people to know where I'm going. I would send a
Yeah.
text or something like that, or say, hey, this is where I'm going out. This is the address where I'll be. This is the
Right.
person's name. And it's
Yes.
kind of like you want someone, I don't care who that person is, someone to know your whereabouts or whatever the case may be. It's unfortunate that this happened,
Yeah.
and no, the family did not know this guy. At least they could have pointed out something that they may have, like you said, they may have seen or noticed about him that could have said, okay, well, you know what? I
Right.
did see, and I can probably understand and see why he would have done this. Or he
Right.
probably this is why he, I can believe he did it.
Right.
But it's
Exactly.
unfortunate that none of the people got to meet him. And like
Exactly.
you said too, there was probably a reason why. It could have been, like you said, too, he could have been the reason why and could have forced her or threatened her and say, hey, if I meet your family, X, Y, and Z will happen, or
Mhm.
I don't never need
Yeah.
to. Could have been him.
Yeah.
It may not have been just her. She could have been coerced into not doing it,
That's
you know?
true. That's true.
So it's like, wow.
Yeah. So, we
Be
just got to be
careful out here,
careful.
ladies. When you're
Yes.
dating people, please tell somebody.
Yes.
I don't care if you say if you don't want to really talk to anybody and tell anybody, you leave out your house. At least write on a piece of paper the address, leave it somewhere in your house where on the table. Because if you go missing, the police
Mhm.
come search your house, it's something there.
Yes.
Laptop, leave it on some device, something somewhere where
Mhm.
if you don't feel that you want to tell people who you're dating, where what you're doing, and you leave out your house, please leave trails.
I
Leave a
agree.
trail.
I agree. I
You
agree.
have to leave
I
a
have a,
paper trail
yeah.
somewhere.
Yes, yes. Find your phone app, whatever. And there also been cases where people were meeting women online and disappearing, So y'all got to be really careful out there.
Yeah.
So, but
Please
yeah,
leave paper trails and let people know what's up. Whew,
yeah.
man.
But we're sending
Okay.
prayers to her family. Hopefully,
Yes,
we'll find her.
absolutely. Definitely
Hmm.
prayers for the family.
Yeah.
Man, that's so unfortunate. That also brings us to, huh, what what can make women probably not think straight? What can make women seem like they lost all these scruples, right?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
they is it called demonetized or something like that?
It's called the demonetized girl. Yes, it is.
So I mean,
Calling it.
but my question too also, is the D that powerful that you are now controlled in your just going through this whole thing, this whole relationship, this whole dating thing with this person?
Okay, here's my take on it. And you brought this kind of to my attention that I had to kind of rethink a lot of things when it comes to that. But it's so important to get to know someone first because the D, if it's good, then some women would put blinders on. I'm using that word again to eliminate the way that he would treat her, mistreat her, rude or just not a gentleman, if it's good. They don't look at that. They don't look like, oh, he just talked bad to me or he just don't treat me like a queen, but he can lay it down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so they go in and they're complaining like, wow, I need a good man. He don't treat me right. He don't do all this. But if you're still with him, I mean, the obvious is the obvious. I've heard women say it's too good to let it go. Really?
Is it
It's
that
too good to let
important
it go.
though? Is it that important?
Most women think it is.
Hmm.
They really do. But I'm gonna put myself out there, y'all. Okay. So I am dating someone and we not nothing's happened, right? And I'm really getting to know him. He treats me like a queen. He's real chivalrous, really, really nice. And I'm thinking like, man, if that's not good, I don't know. It's just really messed the
Right.
whole entire, idea of this man. Will I not even want to see him anymore? But then one thing that you pointed out to me is like, wait a minute, Caprice, think about it. If he's treating you good, he's doing all these things good. And if that's the one thing that's not great, would I leave him? Would I dump him for that? And
Mm-hmm.
I first I did say, girl, yeah, shoot, that's important, right? Girl. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
after I thought about it, I'm like, the treatment lasts way longer than a 5-minute hump, if
Right.
that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
We
yes.
can work with that later. That skill, that's a skill set you
Right.
can work with.
Yeah, you can find all types of things. I mean, there's so many. You can take classes, you can go to seminars, you can go to
Right.
retreats. You could go back to the store to buy toys and things like
Right.
that. It's so many things that you can do to help in that
Exactly.
situation, that to me, the important thing is how he treats you. Are you safe? Do you feel comfortable
Exactly.
around him? Does he really
Exactly.
care? Genuinely
Yes.
care about your well-being? Does he really love you? And can he get to that point where he can love you unconditionally no matter what? Because
Right.
to me, you never know what someone's health is going to turn into. And
Exactly.
it could be
Exactly.
to the point, and I've heard girlfriends in the past say, well, my guy now, he's taking these blood pressure pills, right?
Yeah.
And so, for instance, I guess it has like a something to do with the erectile or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. It can have
So
an
I'm
effect.
like, ooh, yeah. But guess what? He was a healthy person at some point. He was fine.
Yeah.
You was with him. So now all of a sudden
Exactly.
now he has to take these pills, and this has now made him this way. What do you do
Right.
now? So
Exactly.
you've already established this relationship, you care about him, you love him. Do you leave him because of that?
No.
I think to me, you can work on so many things, and other parts of intimacy is not even funny. I mean,
Exactly.
there's so many facets of that. You can do so many things with that.
Yes.
But
Exactly.
I just think to me, when you have these women that say, well, yeah, girl, I'm out. If it ain't good, I can't deal with it.
Right.
That
Right.
it's a deal breaker for me. Now they get with these men that has the bomb, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
putting it down, doing the thing. Now, like you said, they're not treating them right.
Right.
They're rude. They expect you to do everything for them and for yourself. They don't help you with certain things. They could care if you come or go. They don't care
Mm-hmm.
about your well-being, safety. It's just whatever.
Right.
Now, all the while, you're feeling like, okay, well, man, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. You're complaining. Now, all these
Right.
complaints, what they're gonna do, lead into arguments.
Exactly.
And what is he gonna do? I mean, he's probably not gonna change. So you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna keep getting angry, and you're gonna grow bitter
Right.
because you keep looking for one thing in the man, and that's the D. You're gonna
Yep.
get more bitter with men. Now, by you being bitter, you wouldn't know if you found a good man if he came and knocked you in the head. Because my thing is this: you've been treated bad so long that all you cared about was that.
Right.
Like, no, come on. You got
Exactly.
to realize you got to find genuine love out here,
You
and
do.
somebody's going to treat you right.
Yes. Yes.
So,
I think men knows when they're good. They know, I think they know, like, you know what, I just go home and, hit her up, she'll be all right. I
mhm,
think that
mhm.
they know that
And it's
they're,
like an
that's
excuse for
worth
them
it.
to act a fool or not treat you right. Oh, shoot, I just go home and put this down, and she'll be all right. She'll get over it.
Hmm. Hmm.
And some women do, right?
Yeah, they
But then,
do.
but you on the phone the next day calling your girlfriends complaining,
Right.
girl, ugh, man, I got up this morning, girl, this house was a mess. This was da 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 da. Girl, he got mad at me because of X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, but you could have probably had a man that didn't do those things.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Hmm. So I mean, are you just going to go through life just not being satisfied either way?
There you go. Which one is more important to you?
you
I
know?
mean, honestly, so I just, yeah. So I had to think deep, deep, deep
Yeah.
down for that.
Because
And
you really, because you have to ask yourself, what is important? What do I really want? When you go on these wherever you meet them at, or when you dating or whatever, I say you have a whole checklist, but
uh-huh.
some people have in their mind what they're looking for.
Right.
And is the
Right.
D at the top of the list? Or what else are you looking for in a man?
Right.
You got to think about it, because if that's on the list, but you have all these other criteria that you're looking for, and that just happens to not meet the standards, but everything else is check, 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 check.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly. Come on,
that's
y'all. Right.
you gotta give them a chance.
You do.
And
I agree.
that's
Yeah,
it.
you do. That's why, one of the things, and it tells us in the Bible, we needed to wait before sex. It
Yeah,
says that in the Bible, that because it's a reason for that. It's
yeah,
a reason. I mean, we become sexually involved in someone, which is called, with soul ties. Soul ties is a real thing, and it's a
yeah,
powerful thing.
Yeah.
And it's hard to disconnect from that once you have established that, especially with someone that treats you, you know, not like you should be treated. And you
Mhm.
know what? And I'm going to play the devil's advocate because it goes for women too. There are some good men out there, and you sleeping with all these women, they got all these kids, but all these different men, because she looked like I don't know, a supermodel, or you in, in her DMs, and you think that you're about to turn her around to a sweet little housewife, a little clean girl, and you
Mhm.
say to that. I don't know why I'm thinking about Megan Good when I said that comment.
I don't know.
Like,
Mm, mm, mm.
but soul ties is a serious thing, and we need to get to know the person first. You need to know
Yeah,
their spirit, who they are, what are they about, before you enter into a relationship, a sexual relationship,
I think
intimate
so.
relationship with someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there for a reason, and it's important, because once you at that point where you're ready to be intimate, then you may not even feel like, oh, it ain't good or bad, because it's going to be beautiful, because the
Right.
connection starts with the mind first,
Exactly.
not the body. The mind is
Mhm.
a powerful thing, so if we're
But you have
using
to
our
have some
mind,
self-control too,
yeah,
because self-control is something else.
that's
You
right,
gotta
right,
have
from
that
that brain.
self-control,
Yes,
yes.
yes, from that mind. Yep,
Mhm.
exactly.
And tell
Because
your body,
girl,
calm down,
oh, all right, thank you. Because shoot, I
calm
be
down.
looking at like pants, and I'm like Prince. I be trying to, I be searching like hands and feet.
I am done. I mean, come on. How many women
Girl.
don't look at pants? I mean, my thing is this. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's like men. You think if a woman walk past you, you're not gonna look at her butt. Come on, give me
Right,
a
exactly.
break.
Yeah, right,
I ain't
exactly.
trying to hear it. You can tell that to whoever you think is gonna listen to you, and I doubt
Yes,
nobody's gonna listen to that.
there
So
you
tell it to
go.
the cricket, because ain't nobody listening.
There you go.
Because you're gonna look at a woman, if you see her walking towards you and she look real shapely,
Oh
you
yeah,
want to know, okay, let me see what she look like
right.
in
What's she working with?
exactly.
Everyone. Yes. What is that working with? Yes,
Whether you a
yes.
booty man, you're gonna want to know. You're gonna be looking there. Whether you a booty man, you're gonna look there.
Right,
So it's like,
exactly, exactly.
women, what do we got? What do we got? What we got? We're not looking at your butt. We
No,
just not.
I mean, there ain't that much room, or they say a woman's body is a man's playground. So there's, they have a choice. We ain't got that many choices, you know.
And not a lot of men have nice big arms and chest, and yeah, muscular like that. So it's
Yeah,
like, well, you got to find something else.
exactly. So,
I guess. I
so
mean, I'm
women
just
just,
saying.
right, right. So,
Women got their thing, men got their thing. It is what it is.
yeah,
But
exactly.
you gotta have
You
that
just,
control.
yes, exactly. Let's practice
But
control,
I also
people.
think it comes with maturity too, though. When it comes to with maturity, because in your 20s and early 30s, you've done that deep thing. That's been your
Yeah,
like, ooh, I'm a go to. That's my go to.
right,
So later in life, you would think, okay, now I want to know what really matters in life.
exactly.
Stop playing these games and start running the streets for the D and settle down and see what
Right,
now is what matters. Where's the stability? Where's that at?
right.
So I think that's important too,
That's,
that
yeah.
yeah, you find that later in life, that stability.
Look, 401k, what kind of benefits do you have?
Hmm.
Money. Are you settled? Or do we got
Hmm.
to start from scratch?
Or are you or are you living with someone in a shared house? So,
Right. Are you in a boarding house? You share rooms,
I'm
that, yeah.
just saying, like,
Mm,
because my thing is this: ain't nobody got time for that. And I can't come to your house because I don't even know where you live. You still got a roommate. No, come on, you a grown dude. No,
no,
we are not doing a
I
roommate.
know. We're
I'm
not gonna
sorry.
do that. We're not gonna do that, ladies. Not
To
at
me, it's
all.
like, and that also segues to this point. do you want a man when you first meet him to already be stable or you have to build him up? Do you want somebody that you got to build up? So do you want to build a man or do you want somebody that's already built and stable?
Right. Right.
Now,
Well,
for me,
there.
I ain't looking for no, I was not looking for no builder man. I'm sorry. That is not at all.
Oh my gosh. Well, ladies, you will not believe this, but they actually did a survey on that, and they said that white women will not date a man who does not have any money. They're like, no, you got to have some money. Black women, yep. We lowered our standards, lady. We don't care if you are in a position where you're not there yet. There have been women that said that, yeah, I'll be there if he's broke and help him build his business. You know, I'll be by his side doing this. It just reminds me, Black women are one of the loyalest human beings that I know. We have, our loyalty is far beyond measure. It really
It's
is.
loyalty to men, not sisters, but men. There you
Oh,
go. We're gonna
definitely
get that's
men.
a
Yeah,
whole
not
other topic.
right.
Men
Loyalty
loyal
to
to the
men.
D and to the man.
Yeah, guys. That's gonna be another topic of discussion. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yes, they're definitely loyal to the men. But in my case, because I'm older, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that I have the patience to watch someone that's my age group grow. Like, no, you have to have something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to kind of on this equal plane that, you know, if I have something, you have something. You know what I mean? I don't think I can do it. Like, I have done it. Don't get me wrong. I've dated guys that didn't have a whole lot of money and, you know, didn't have their own homes or anything like that. And, you know, it was okay, but I'm looking for my future. Like, I'm trying to retire, not start
Did
a
you feel
retirement.
that you were carrying weight though? Like, how did you feel?
I didn't feel like I was really carrying weight. You know, like when we out to dinner, he always, you know, paid for dinner. Sometimes I paid for dinner, but I just feel like we're just talking strictly financially, that I was kind of growing here and here. And it's like, if I wanted something, you know, that you know, it takes two income now. You know, let's be realistic. You know, you know, what type of financial future do you have? Like, what type of growth? I don't know. I just felt like it just, it wasn't becoming even, you know, not to say that there are women, because as you know, the women, we're in corporate America now, we're all CEOs. So a lot of women are technically making a lot more money than men nowadays, you know, and men are just, you know, they're providing more, they're bringing more money to the table. I mean, that's fine and that's dandy. But where I'm at, I kind of been there, done that. So where I'm at now, I just want someone who is more stable. Maybe in my 20s or 30s, but no,
Right.
40,
That's a different
50s.
story. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I
Yeah.
want somebody a little bit more, you know, I want someone to be able to say, pack your bag, Caprice, I'm taking you out of the country. You know, I don't want a payment plan, brother. You know, I just don't. I just don't want somebody to put me on a payment plan. You know?
We're gonna put this on. What's it called? A fair or whatever it's called. I don't know. A firm. I don't know. What's the?
Oh yeah, firm or something like
Yeah,
that.
those
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know,
Let's affirm this trip real quick, and we should be leaving in about 6 months.
yeah,
No, we're not doing it. But yeah,
yes,
I think
exactly.
that's interesting because for me, like I said, I would not at my later, like you said, later in life and you get older,
Yeah,
you your mentality change.
yeah, yeah,
And for me, and speak for it, like you said, you got women in corporate America that's making a lot more money than men, so forth and so on. But for me, I am more of I want that man to be at a certain level
yeah,
in life.
yeah,
And also to me, when he shows that he's at this certain level in life, it to me shows some maturity level as well that's coming along with that
yeah,
because he's learned to uh discipline himself to get to this level. Yeah, I'm sure he probably had enjoyed his younger years too,
Mhm.
but he's also had that time to, like I said, go to school, get a degree, do certain
Yeah.
things to make a certain type of money. So he had to make sacrifices as well.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
learned to just say, okay, well, I know I can't go out this weekend. I know I got to work. I got to do this. I got to do that.
Mhm.
He's learned that. So to
Yeah.
me, that comes maturity. So if I'm seeing you and we're dating and you're not at that level, you're not, you're still in this building stages. And I mean, when I'm saying building, not building a business or anything like that, you're
Right.
just building
Right.
yourself for life.
Right. Right.
You're not there in life yet. That's some red flags to me because it shows to me that you haven't made sacrifices. You haven't said, okay, well, I want to, you know, stop hanging out at clubs, stop hanging out with the boys, stop doing these things to get to this level. No, it takes a grown ass man to get to a certain level and to be stable with themselves in life. That's all.
Um, yeah, girl, I tell you, I dated this guy and he was at that time, he had to been in his maybe late 40s, early 50s.
Okay.
So I just remember we going out to dinner. I actually brought him to my house and I made dinner, right? So he said, "Oh yeah, I own a business." I'm like, "You own a business?" He was like, "Okay." I'm like, "Okay, actually, he told me that prior to that, right?" So I started kind of digging deep into like, what kind of business you own? He was like, "Oh yeah, I own like a car wash,
Hmm.
business." I'm like, "Oh,
Okay.
you own like a car washing line?" Okay, I'm like, "Okay, that's a business mine. I have an entrepreneur, spirit about me."
Yeah.
Girl, he proceeded to tell me that, yeah, I'm like, "Well, where's your business located?" "Oh yeah, I go around washing cars." I'm like, "You go around like you don't have a spot? You push a cart and you go and do." He's like, "Yeah." I
But
was
wait,
like,
wait, wait,
"Oh,
wait. What do you mean he pushed a cart? I don't understand.
girl." He pushed a buggy or a cart to wash his neighbor's cars and get paid. Like he doesn't own a physical building. He
Okay.
just goes around washing. So I paused. I'm like, "Okay, okay. All right, you wash cars." And then he proceeded to tell me, "Yeah, I'm thinking about going to get my CDL because, you got a nice house and everything, and you make me want to get my life together." I'm like, "At 50 something years old, you're not together?" So, girl, this man proceeded to put his foot up, shoes off, get relaxed on my couch. I called my sister, like, call me back, say there's an emergency in 2 minutes. She called me, my phone rang. I'm like, "You know what? I gotta go. I'll holler at you later. Don't get too comfortable." But the fact that the man told me that he's now, I'm kind of making him wanna, like, I encourage him, or I don't know, that he wants to now go get a CDL license and get his life. It's kind of like, no, no,
Here's the thing. Like, hmm.
no.
I love it. And here's the crazy. I like when you can encourage other people to do certain things.
That's nice.
We can be
But
friends. We can be friends. And that's about it. That's as far as that's gonna go. Because, and I'll talk to you every now and then. Hey, checking in, you good? You start your business yet? Oh, okay. If not, but as far as me being with you and dating you later in life, that's not my goal. Just not my goal in life because if you think about it, when it comes to building a business, it takes years to build a business. And
I
also
know.
takes years to be in a relationship with someone too. So while
Yeah.
you're building a business, you got to put so much work and time into that business. Where does that leave me though? So how are we
Yeah.
gonna build a relationship with me when you're still trying to build a business and you're
Yeah.
trying to do that with me? Now we already established, we already together, we've been together for years, and to say, hey, you know what? Hey, babe, I want to start this business, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. It's
Yeah.
a whole different thing. That's totally different. But you just meeting, no, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
need to
I'm
be
not
by
trying to,
yourself and build a business. Focus on
exactly, right. I don't want to discourage those men that are perhaps watching the show saying, I want to be an entrepreneur at 60 years old, go ahead
Right.
and do it.
But just
Do
know it
it.
takes time.
It takes time to do it. I encourage anyone to start their own business,
Mhm.
but I started a business later. It started, but it failed. But I started. I'm not
Mhm.
like in and out, but it happens. But when you're dating and men, when you're dating women, you have to come to the table complete and really ready and make it clear. Because as I'm out here in the dating scene, I'm finding there are a lot of men that are not ready. They don't have living, they don't living space. They're not financially secure or ready. They're not really mentally ready. You have to really it's kind of like, what are you doing? Why are you on dating sites? Why are you out here trying to meet women when you don't have it together? I'm not saying you have to be 100%, but the three things: financial, having your own place, and having a clear mind are important. How are you can't court me if I can't go on a date because I didn't get my paycheck. If you're living paycheck to pa and can't get through the second, pay period, then it's like, okay, you're not really ready. Get yourself ready first.
Right.
I'm not saying that I'm not a gold digger. I don't date men primarily for their money, but
Right.
I just want to it have equal to what I have, if not more, if not more. Um,
Mhm.
and it's kind of, and you don't have to have that much less if I'm making X amount of dollars, but just come to the table with a little bit, just being a little bit more stable,
Yeah.
being really ready
Especially
to date.
mentally. Yeah. Especially mental. Mental is so important. If you know
Yeah.
you've come from a situation that you just left your ex and it was pretty traumatic for you, because we don't disregard everyone has feelings, whether it's the
Right.
woman or the man. So when people break up, you can't tell me that this man wouldn't have no type of emotional things happening. I'm
Right.
not going to believe that. So either the woman is going to have her emotional things. We already know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
some men need to understand that you can sit here and say, well, X, Y, and Z happened. We broke up. I'm moving on to the next. You will be emotionally scarred too, because you
Yeah.
at one point really cared about this person. So stop ignoring the fact that, you know, you didn't have a ties with this person, and
Right.
take on, after you broken up, take on some mental health stuff. Start talking to people, get it out your system first, and get mentally prepared to get into another relationship,
Right.
because you will have some emotional stuff going on with you. Stop ignoring it and hopping
Mhm.
to the next person and bringing that same energy to the next person. That's
Exactly.
not good and that's not cool to do. Work on yourself, give yourself time before you start talking to another woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Women, same thing. Deal with your emotional stuff, deal with your emotional breakups, or whatever the case may be. Deal with that before you say, I'm on to the next, because you are carrying it to the next, to the next, to the next. And you may not have baggage like kids and
Yeah.
ex-husbands and things, whatever the case may be, but you got emotional baggage.
You have emotional baggage. Exactly. Exactly. There was I was reading or listening to it was actually on TikTok, matter of fact. And they were talking about women going through breakups, and this one person got up there and said that it is healthier for a person who have been hurt to quickly move on to someone else, because they get into a stage of depression and anxiety and all of these mental issues when they're kind of like alone or being by themselves. And it's healthier that they jump into something to distract them from the emotions or the mental problems that they've had. Yeah, I was just like, wait a minute, huh? I it,
I don't agree with that at all.
I didn't agree with it
That emotional
because
baggage is
right.
something. No.
I did, and a lot of people do that. A lot of people
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
suppress all the hurt, they will jump into someone else for distraction. for
Mhm.
distraction. They will jump, hop, skip, and jump to the next person quickly
Mhm.
without really taking the time out for themselves to just kind of
Now,
heal and get over it.
I'm probably, what do you call it? Someone that's probably done that,
Hmm.
where I didn't take a whole break, to,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say I was mentally, I wasn't cheated on or nothing like that. So I can't
Yeah.
say I was mentally like, oh my God,
Right.
but it was more of, I was young at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think
I
I
think that
brought
at some
emotional
point,
baggage like that. I'm
yeah,
sure I had some emotional stuff. I'm not gonna say I didn't, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I was cheated on. I ain't gonna, I'm working through that type of breakup.
yeah.
I don't even know what that's like to deal with.
I,
Yeah.
yeah, I think at some point all of us have, kind of like, okay, we broke up, fine. I could go by and get somebody else next week, and it's happened,
Mhm.
But I don't know. It just kind of depends on the individual. I mean, if you have a strong enough, if your healing process may be faster than others, or
Right.
so I guess it just depends on the person, but you just have to be mindful and aware of not carrying that baggage to the next relationship, because that person is not the person you had in your past. That's a different person, you know
Right. Right.
so it's just kind of being
Yeah.
aware. And I
Yeah.
felt like I've always been aware, like, no, you're nothing like my last one, or I think I've always been strong in that sense of really not carrying that type of baggage. But
Yeah.
like you, I've never been hurt to that extent,
That, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, all I want to say is I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Definitely, like we said, domestic violence. When it comes to domestic violence, please be aware of your surroundings, the people you hang out with, where you're going, and please let someone know who you're with. Leave a paper trail somewhere at your house. I don't know what you need to
right.
do, but you need to leave something so someone can find you in case of an emergency. Also, guess what, y'all? The D, it's really not that important. It's important, but come on. There's so many other things that you really need in your life for your body, your soul, your mind. Again, it is a key component in a relationship. It is. But however, there's so many other things that your body needs. You need a hug every day. You need caring. You
Mm.
need touch. You need so many different things. You need to know that when you walk out the door, you got somebody that you can call and say, hey, this happened to me. Can you come and do this? Can you come help me? Can you, whatever? They really care. Not just someone that, you just please find someone that really cares about you, not just laying in bed with you. And last but not least, like for me, is, you know, think about, like I said, what's important to you. Also, whether it's, the money, situations like that. Just be aware of a lot of things in life because it's some major important things that you need for yourself.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yes.
Any last words?
So, well, I want to give the domestic violence hotline, and hopefully, once we're done, you'll tag it at the bottom, right?
Okay.
So it's 1-800-799-SAFE, 1-800-799-7233. For those who may be watching and or know someone, please call that number for help. Secondly, I want to say is that, ladies, you do not have to lower your standards when it comes to dating guys. Keep your standards high. Allow them or make them do the work. Wait, be patient. A good relationship is not gonna come easy. You're going to take some time. You're going to have to work hard at it. It's not going to come easy. If it's coming too easy, I would kind of sit back and really dig deep into what's really happening here. Have that conversation, and just be safe and be mindful. And love is still out there. It does still exist, but we just have to be patient and wait for it.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, it's happened to me. So you
You
guys,
did.
Look, I'm telling you, it is like she said, it
Yes.
is out there. So thank you for listening to Love Our Talks. Until next time, on with more juicy topics. See you later.